Hello and welcome, I am Carynx, and this is Dark Souls 3. We are back from our first foray into the Aerophil of the Boreal Valley, which is where we will now return. Though I suppose technically it's part of Aerophil Dungeon, yes, Distant Manor. More akin to the basement of a manor house. Either way, we've made it quite far into the area already. I'd say about halfway perhaps. Now we get to tangle with a great deal of very enjoyable sewer centipedes and the like. Yeah, you're not wrong, it does look like a manor, does it not? I wonder, these frigid clouds all over the town. Are they really clouds, or the part of the barrier that seals Aerophil off from the rest of the world? Either way, that is the dungeon. Our next location, after we have dispatched Sullivan. That'll be amusing, I'm sure. I should be swapping back to my blue one. I just bait one at a time, block the attack. Yeah, that one. Hey, no stamina. Then I'm gonna trigger the second one. And I'm quite sure that it's toxic. And they're harmless enough when dealt with carefully. So dung pies. Nice. Is that some peculiar symbolism? Do they make dung pies? Must be. Either that, or they're very fond of them. Tell me the strange insects don't just really look like naked women with a lot of hair. I was gonna say, did it just turn itself around? Yes, it did. I wonder why these ones don't attack. No doubt the safeguard something will become aggressive upon you taking it. Oop, ashes. Don't forget those. Excrement covered ashes. Beautiful, truly. At least now we will be able to buy dung pies. And hello. It has been some time. All the way back in the cathedral, really. don't get the token prompt like this. That's an interesting way to store more firewood for the fireplace. Look to the sides.
Excuse me, I must have dozed off.
Evidently.
It's rather warm in here. Well, hasn't it been all too long? It's good to see you.
No one's left of me.
I seem to have missed my chance, so I, Siegwart of Katarina, offer my deepest gratitude, and a little surprise to go with it. It's all yours.
As long as you bring me grave at the back.
I know. Won't you join me for dinner? I make a fine Esther soup. I've got some stewing right now. Even we undead deserve a little normalcy from time to time. And finally, upon this rendezvous, let us make a toast.
Sigbroy.
To your valor, my sword, and our sworn duties. Long may the sun shine.
Thanks for the soup. And of course I shall toast you as well. All the while I won the... You know, being undead and having a chance at life eternal sounds all fun and nice, but... there's a price you pay for it as well. And it's not even immortality truly, because eventually you will turn hollow. Well, no matter dwelling on these thoughts for now. What is with these messages? Also, that is a very artistic alignment of the soup pots. But yeah, can't really help but wonder about it. Should be fine fighting the knight in front here, yeah. The other one should not be able to reach me here with the arrows. Oh, not good. Turned around nicely there. Silver Knight leggings. So these guys aren't Black Knights, they are Silver Knights. Well, makes sense. And let's hurry. You missed twice. I don't think Silver Knights are that resistant to fire damage, so let's give that a try. Okay, would you like to relax for a moment? What was that sword and shield combo? Yes, fire damage seems to work nicely against them. They are just Silver Knights after all. Enjoy the frostbite. Well, in spite of being frostbitten, we still take plenty of damage. Plenty of large Titan charms as well. I should be able to upgrade my weapons to +6 after this area with no issues whatsoever. Yeah, there's my stomach. No way you didn't hear that on the recording, considering you can even hear my breathing. And now we have both the Leo ring and the Hawk ring. Also Smo's hammer. And another divine blessing. Interesting, we get Ornstein's ring and Smo's weapon here. The frostbite. I do not like the frostbite urns. They are not nice. Either way, we should be safe in here now. At least from the Silver Knights. Well, look at you. The throne kind of looks like the one in Firelink Shrine for Lothric. Though the surrounding area is more reminiscent of the killing of the first flame. Wait. Is that the Pygmy throne? This looks like the Ringed City. And this painting. Well, I'm not sure who it is meant to represent exactly, but it does kind of look like Shira, the Knight of Filianora. Well, those are the Duke's archives from Dark Souls 1, clearly. And this area I do not truly recognize. I suppose you could kill the knight from down here. I know his paintings are interesting. Yeah, that of course is Guinevere. For whom else would it be with that buxom? Alright, you get a thumbs up for that one. Who else would it be with such a... Can't really think of a good way to describe it aside from saying she's very busty. A very buxom lass. That is not the way you should be speaking of a goddess. Well, what do we care about that really? Dogs are a nuisance. You lot have quite a health pool as well, you do. Got them both. It's rather annoying, these dogs seem to be very erratic compared to the ones we found in the earlier game. And they very easily just completely jump off screen and break your lock on. Dangerous situation to be placed in for sure. Right, I should quickly get that shortcut unlocked. And then we'll progress deeper into the area. That leads back to the church. Right, did I miss any items on the way up here? Can't say I was looking. still bemused though, even though we are undead and trudging through all of these monsters. I'm still thinking of gaudy things regarding Guinevere and the like. I guess it's as Sigurd said, even undead deserve some normalcy from time to time. I suppose that includes normal thoughts. Curious question actually, but do you know the entire thing regarding being undead? It's a pretty complicated subject, I know. Especially because humans don't exactly work by the same laws they would in our reality, if that makes sense. The creation story is quite different, and you have all that which makes a human and a soul. But transcending all of that, I wonder, can undead still smash and the like? Do you know what I mean? Giggity. Also, why exactly am I having these kind of thoughts as I'm looking at that kind of view? Well, the city is beautiful. I know London, the first game, was impressive. But even cast in darkness as it is here, and still a sight to behold. Still more on the stairs. Yes, go and fall off. You survived that. That's ludicrous. You should not have survived that. Yeah, frostbite earned. Wonder if you could frostbite them as well. Not that it serves much of a purpose. Anyway, more of them out here from what I remember. Or not. Just a large Titanite shard. I didn't even spot that from afar. And we've got another level up secured as well. So let's go and loop around so that we can get back to the Church of Yorshka bonfire. We're nearly there. That's the item we saw earlier when we peered out of the illusory wall balcony. Pontiff Great Knight Scythe for my first kill. That's impressive. And so yeah, you're the London Pale Shade one. There's a lot of people here at the moment. And this should be the summon sign for Blackhand Gotthard, yes. Can be summoned any other. There's another NPC here. Henri. So I could get all three of them with the dried finger. I have a feeling that would not be a good idea though. Let me unlock the shortcut before I do anything else. An ember. Nice. Open sesame. And we have a clean shortcut back to the church. Now then, there's an item down here which we can get by jumping at it. These guys have already decided to leave, which is good. I mean, you can just get it. It's a ring from what I remember. Yes, the ring of the sun's firstborn, which is the 20% miracle ring. That's how it's done. Right, off we go. Back to the church to rest up. Now, the Pontiff Sullivan boss fight is going to be very interesting if we're actually going to summon 3 NPCs, because he's just going to have so much more health. It will be mayhem. But I'm definitely going to try it. We may at long last have arrived at the point where we can't first try the bosses anymore. At least where I will be lacking in the ability to do so. Regardless, let me spend my souls. Do I have enough consumables? 10k. You would be 9k, 19k, 24. Ooh, we could very close, but maybe. Like very close, but maybe.
Welcome. Very well then taken.
We are essentially missing 1000. Easily done. I'll just get my dexterity up.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
Let me see what I can sell. Oh yes, I have ample ash to give as well, don't I? I'm sure there's something here I can sell. You can have the bleed gems and the poison gems as well, because those are 2 infusions that I will certainly not be using. That's 23.2 and I need, yeah, that's enough.
Works. Very then taken.
Well, I say I will not be using it, but now that I think about it, bleed is actually very useful against Pontiff Sullivan. Only I don't have bleed weapons to begin with, and infusing a non-bleed weapon with bleed is... yeah, I have the katanas but I don't upgrade it. It's not that good. Well, we'll hold off on doing some upgrades for now because I don't have the souls for them anyway. Should be taking a look at the description for you though, the excrement covered ashes. Shrine handmaiden prepares new items. Perhaps. Unclean amber ash, coated with excrement. Perhaps it's possible the handmaid of falling shrine could turn this into a few new things. To savor the sweet pungency, but once more. Yes, I'm not particularly into poop, thank you. But maybe you are.
Gracious. Passing 5 let iron.
Well, I don't kink shame. Now I can buy dung pies and stalk dung pies if I want to throw them behind them as I run.
Ashen white one.
Well, we are 63 now. If I can make it to 65 with an refill, that'll be fine. For now, I am just very curious as to how this boss fight is going to go. There's a lot to unpack where Pontiff Sullivan is concerned. he dual wields fire and dark swords, and has various rather quick striking attacks. Some of his attacks aren't too difficult to read, some of them are more sneaky. Once there's a lot of attacks that can just hit you toward his back, even when you're standing behind him, because he will launch it with his left blade. The main gimmick with Sullivan is, well, there are two gimmicks really. One of them being that he can make clones of himself, which we'll start doing at the beginning of phase 2. And the other gimmick is that he's actually parryable and repostable, but let us go with the assumption that I will not be doing such a thing. Oh yeah. There's enemies up here. I would have nearly just walked straight into this. Ow. Okay, let's try not to get killed on the very first group of ants. The slice will disappear down that way someplace, which is fine by me. I'm just thinking, it does do fire damage, so the ring could be useful. Maybe I'll put on the Estus ring for this one, who knows. Anyway, let's go get all of our companions together. This will be a fun one. You get out of there. Well, that's a fast attack. Missing all the fun Gotthard. And of course I will make the grave mistake of using a dried finger. Come on, Henri. Let's just see how bad this is going to go. I suppose my strategy will be get up from behind, keep my distance as much as possible, clean out the clone when it spawns, and then focus on the main guy again. The exploding dive is going to be the main thing to worry about for me, but we'll see how it goes. Let's do this. Pontiff Sullivan, the only foe that so far has actively tried to hinder our progress. Stamina back. He has so much health. Get out of that. Phase 2. I'm on the clone, that's fine by me. Where did it go? holy crap. Gotthard, no. We will avenge your phantom. Did not expect the NPCs to make that so much easier. That's ridiculous. Did you see that they were even at full health still? That was insane. Though Pontiff had so much health. It's mind-boggling to me that it was still that easy. That fight would have gone very differently if it was just me and my lonesome. Well, apparently even phantoms can put up a good fight when it comes down to it. Generally didn't expect that one. Well, I'll go and spend my souls again, and as we are at the end of this area, I'll try to get some co-op going as well. Should still be well within level range, so I'll put it back down at the Church of Yoshka.
Welcome, speak that. Very well, then taken. Farewell, Ashen Wami.
Right, we also have two very important items here now. Well, one of them. And the soul of Pontiff Sullivan. Pontiff Sullivan of Iryfil imprisoned a god of the old royalty in the abandoned cathedral to be fed to the devourer. Yes, to Aldrich. Aldrich is not a boss fight I enjoy very much. But yeah, it's going to speak to Greyrat, who is fortunately back.
Oh, then we're both safe and sound.
Indeed.
Thank the gods for that. I don't like getting things so close. I might have died if it wasn't for that peculiar onion knight. But in the end, it all paid off. Take a good look. They're sure to be of some use.
Thanks for the efforts, Greyrat.
You can keep them as...
And you sell even more divine and hidden blessing. The hidden one would be useful to get, truth be told. Drop it for the crow again. So you also have some twinkling titanites, which are interesting, but not that big of a deal for me right now. I sold some of the bigger Lothric Knight weapons now. Also the Knight set, which I don't think he had beforehand. Moonlight arrows, which do magic damage and are not worth the money you pay for them. Great bows though, on the other hand. Well, we don't need any of these.
Goodbye. Oh, this place.
At least right now we don't. I should speak to Yuri as well again, who might have advanced dialogue by now. She certainly will once we get past the Sullivan section and into the next area.
Is on. Ah, greetings.
She has.
Liege. Good tidings. Thy spouse is ready. The time is right to greet her. The girl awaits thee in the hidden dark moon chamber of Anor Londo. So thou mayst a true monarch become.
Right. The ceremony of avowal. That'll be something to deal with in the near
Till we
future.
meet again. May the dark sigil guide thee.
Yes, the Dark Sigil has... well... at least I still have hair. Might as well just put a mask on that completely conceals my face at this point. Well, no need for that now. We are going to end the episode soon, actually. But not quite yet, there's still some time. I don't have any more trades to do with the crow, I don't think. So perhaps I should take this time and read some of the item descriptions, such as the roster of knights. On play item, a roster of knights of the Dark Moon who have served since the age of old royals. Used to discover the names of Dark Moon Knights, an order of elite knights shrouded in shadows. Jeez, some of these people. Yeah, contribution rate 99,999, that makes perfect sense. And definitely not cheated. And they all rank 1, of course. Deep Drifter, Mirror, Filianora, some very random combinations. Where am I in all of that? Well, very low. Accountability bud. Some of these names. Top rank, let's go for that again. A level 95 Aldrich Faithful. Seems to be a dark magic build. Deep protection, deep soul, doors of snoring. Could make for an interesting build. Anyway, we've other items to look at as well. If we can find them. Well, there's weapons first and foremost. And a new spell. Great heal. And the mid-force, of course. Oh, and doors is knowing. That's a few spells. Glorious miracle used by high-ranking clerics. Restores a large amount of HP for self and those in vicinity. Only a select few have learned to recite this epic tale in its entirety. But those who do are amply rewarded. With plenty of health, yeah. In mid-force, traditional miracle of Katerina releases a shockwave in front. The people of lands known for festivity and drink are typically outspoken. One can be sure that they will not bottle their emotions, instead of venting anger and delight with confidence. And hence their mid-force rather than just use force. And of course the Dohis is knowing, which builds upon the Know miracle. Miracle of Dohis, the deranged evangelist, summons great insects from the feast and foes. Those who linger too long on the brink of the deep will often slip. And Dohis is sure to have wallowed in the darkness, intoxicated by its peril. Sounds fun. Well, we have weapons as well. The Dragon Slayer axe for one. Does inherent lightning damage, which is interesting. Axe favoured by Kraton the Wanderer, infamous deserter of the Knights of Mirror. Called Dragon Slayer's axe for the lightning that pulsates within its blade, but Kraton used it to slay men. I mean, fair enough, dragons, men, what's the big difference, am I right? We have Samo's Great Hammer. Twisted Great Hammer associated with Samo, and the last knight to remain at his post, guarding the ruined cathedral. Restore HP while attacking, a carryover from Samo's past as an executioner. And has the perseverance of weapon art. Devastating. And Yoshka's spear looks very strange. This treasure, gifted to the Yoshka Church, is enchanted by a soporific spell and was surreptitiously worshipped by Irithel slaves. As a weapon, its parts be and part hammer, the former allowing thrusting and the latter allowing strikes. Skill, Pacify. Oh yeah, raise the spear and pray and temporarily wear on enemy FP with each strike. It's a really niche weapon, but I've seen some interesting things being done with it. And I've got the Pontiff Knight Great Scythe. I think it dropped that on the first kill. Great Scythe wielded by the Pontiff's Knights, frigid spirits that linger in Irithel. The large blade appears to be eaten away by insects, making it lightweight but also brittle. Oh yeah, and it has a frost move attached to it. Create a bone gentle frost with each swing of the great scythe. It causes a temporary frost effect. Well, not that interested using a scythe in this playthrough anyway, but yeah, we have the Witch Tree branch. Picked out on Abbot Evangelist earlier. The branch of a large, well-tended witch tree is used as a sorcery catalyst. Witch tree staves are customary in the far north. They're of a faster casting than ordinary catalysts. But they usually have crappy spell buff as well, so it's a trade-off. More useful if you want to just use support spells and the like rather than actually expecting them to do damage. I don't think I've read the item description of the Shield of Wanty yet, have I? Shield of an ancient king who was cursed by an all-consuming thirst. In the end, he was no king. The residue of the king's lust still smolders within the shield, increasing the number of souls absorbed when enemies are defeated. Yeah, I've read this one though. Shield of the Black Knights who roam the lands, a flowing canal is chiseled deeply into its face. Long ago, the Black Knights faced the Chaos Demons and were charred black, but the shields became highly resistant to fire. Well, and that is about everything. We do actually have the Pontiff Knight Gauntlets we can read. Gauntlets of the Pontiff's Knights, now heralds the spirits of Irithyll. This blue-grey gauntlet, shrouded in a thinly cold air, is light and brittle. I don't see it being particularly brittle looking at the durability though. Ah, yeah, we also have 2 new rings, don't we? Yeah, 4 new rings before we forget. Ring of the Sun's Firstborn, who inherited the Light of Gwyn, the First Lord. Greatly boosts miracles, but 20% damage only. The Sun's Firstborn was once a god of war, until he was stripped of his stature as punishment for his foolishness. No wonder his very name has slipped from the annals of history. This is pretty much the same as the Fire Clutch ring, so I won't bother reading it. And here we go, the Leo ring. Associated with Dragon Slayer Ornstein, one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn and the First Lord. Strengthens thrust weapon counterattacks. Ornstein was the first knight of the Sun's Eldest Born, and his cross to be a set of pierced scales made of stone. That weapon is so broken in the first game. But yeah, basically increases the damage from counterattacks, which are the ones where you hear a loud thud sound emerge. Mainly attacks when you hit with the sweet spot in the mid of the enemy swing, or catch them doing a leaping attack like we did with Creighton. Anyway, Hawk Ring. Associated with Hawk A Go, or Goth, I have no clue how I'm supposed to pronounce his name. We found that one off of the giant of the Undead Settlement in any case. One of the 4 Knights of Gwyn and the First Lord. Extends range of arrows, and also throwable consumables. In his later years the giant Go was blinded, but this did not prevent him from striking down the calamitous dragon with his great bow. Yeah, Hawkeye Go and Dragon Slayer Ornstein. Missing all but 2 rings now, and that's the Hornet Ring from Lord's Blade Sierran, and of course the Torius' Wolf Ring. And here we have the Ring of the Evil Eye. This ring captured the foul spirit of an evil eye, a creature that ravaged Astora. Absorb HP from each defeated foe. The Horde spirit nearly destroyed Astora, but was eventually defeated by the sword of one most noble. Oh yeah, we've got these rings as well that are never even graced with even a glance. Bewitched ring that Pontiff Sullivan bestowed upon his knights. Boost attacks as long as attacking persists. Yeah, that's actually a really useful ring that I might want to equip. Knights appear into the black orb lured into battles of death, transformed into frenzied beasts. No wonder the Pontiff only provides his rings to those dispatched to foreign lands. And then of course there's the Silver Cat ring, which you got from series a while back. Silver ring depicting a leaping feline. Prevents damage from falling. In the Age of Gods, or possibly just following it, an old cat was said to speak a human tongue, with the voice of an older woman, in the form of a fanciful immortal. I'm gonna assume that's in reference to Sweet Shack Squirrel, whatever she was called, back in the Asturia Matula. At any rate, it lets her take fall damage to the usual height where it would be lethal. Right, well, I believe in this episode here now. Or perhaps we'll do one more thing. I'm not even gonna bother checking the boss soul transfusion thing right now because I'm going to need souls to do it. So instead I'll just see if between that one co-op and being invaded by Kraton we got lucky and dropped another seed. Maybe, maybe. Yep, we did. That's number 8. Splendid. Well, I'll see you next time.